Hello everyone, it's ShadowSlayerX, and this is the Plague Inc. scenario creator. So we have to say that we accept their terms and all that stuff, and then let's try creating our own scenario. Alright, now I just gotta check the sound really quick. Yeah, scenario creator is that. There we go. Alright, select which parts of your scenario you want to edit. You can always change your lab settings by pressing the lab control button on the sidebar. Scenario allows you to edit basic scenario info such as the title, icon, as well as more advanced options such as alternative win conditions message boxes. Allows you to create custom plague to use in your scenario, modify its basic stats as well as its transmission symptoms and abilities. Allows you to modify country attributes such as population, climate, healthcare budgets, and border statuses. Nah, that's fine. Not be able to... Okay. Alright, cool. So we want the disease lab. Okay. Basic scenario info. So, let's give a name to this scenario. Let's call... Wait, how come I can't click on anything? Enter your scenario name. Let's call this one... the Shadow Slayer. Or... Shadow Slayer, maybe. Okay. Enter the scenario description. A new disease has begun rapidly spreading after some archaeologists, hopefully I spelled that right, opened up an old tomb, comma, releasing a curse, a cursed plague upon we don't need upon, cursed plague. People's shadows have begun to disappear, and when that happens, comma, they only have 7 days to live. Done! Alright, select icon. Ours is like a shadow plague thing. Anything that represents a tomb? There you go. New disease has begun rapidly spreading after some archaeologists open up an old tomb, releasing a cursed plague. People's shadows have begun to disappear, and when that happens, they only have 7 days to live. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. I'm guessing that is like choose your own. Alright, scenario settings. You're creating a custom disease. Players will skip disease selection and begin the game with your custom plague. ShadowSlayerX. Oh my gosh, there's tons of like... Wow. Set starting country? No, they can choose wherever they want. Locks the country that the player starts into. Title of the first pop-up message that appears when the player starts the game. Description of the scenario. Explains how to select your starting country. Okay. I like it that they explain everything. That's really nice. Instead of like having to go to a wiki to do all this stuff. Alright, scenario score adjustment. Affects score received by the player. I guess that's fine. Toggles off some events that may not be relevant to the scenarios recommended if using the disease lab. I guess. Lock difficulty. No. Gene selection. Determines whether the player is able to use genes when playing the scenario. Yes. Allow cheats. No. Custom start date. What would that be about? Oh! Oh, that's cool. Well, obviously. We're doing April. Obviously, whoops. Obviously, it's April. One doesn't work. It's gonna be April Fools. Okay. So this is all under scenario data. So up here on the top left, and there's still all this other stuff. I'm gonna come back to this later. This is something that I can create on my own and not bother you with. I mean, honestly, filling up just the scenario description was painful enough as it is. There's no background music to this scenario creator, which is fine. You don't need music to create something, but I'm so used to having background noise or something for you guys to listen to besides just my voice. As angelic as it is, let's move on. Bacteria, most common cause of plague, unlimited potential. Okay. No, we want you guys to, or I want you guys to be able to control this one really, not easily, but hidden inside the brain. Well, this is gonna be some crazy virus that destroys, like, this is gonna be like a mythical virus, but I want you to be infected like a parasite. Sorry, guys. Okay, so we're a parasite. Did I lose anything up here? I don't think so. Doesn't change anything. Okay. Going back, core statistics. Starting infectivity of the disease. Oh, how many people get? Starting severity of the disease. Lethality 0, yes. Does this ramp up? Whatever. Alright, so since it's a parasite, I don't think it's gonna be, I don't think it'll be affected much by the cross-country transmission stuff. Environmental resistance, wealthy country effectiveness. Can I? No, zeros. Wait, poor country has resistance? I'm sorry. Nobody has resistance to this. Like I said, it's gonna be like a mythical parasite. Cure requirement. Positive numbers increase the amount of research that needs to be. Now does numbers mean 0.5 is like the increment? Positive numbers increase the amount of research that needs to be done. Gonna need a lot. Mutation likelihood. None. You have complete control of this one. Now, infectivity increase speed. When infectivity changes, it does not change to the new value immediately. This value affects the speed at which it changes to the new value. We're gonna have to ramp this up a bit. Lethality increase speed 0.1. Minimum lethality increase. Enable corpse transition. No. Enable land transmission. Yes. Sea air. DNA points pot. Increase the amount of DNA receives in the first few months. Let's put it to 7. Cool. Alright. Can I add custom traits? Oh my gosh. Okay. Can I move these? Oh, that's so cool. Okay, well, you're all going this way. No, you guys are fine. Just move you up a bit. Oh, this is so cool. Alright, well, this is something I will also come back to. Oh, cool. Alright, so yeah. Well, maybe we'll make one trait just to see how it is. Okay, unnamed trait. Let's call it Shadow Crossing. This isn't even in English. That's fine. Trait description. Description of the trait usually... Yeah, okay. So, when a infected person's shadow crosses another, it's like if anyone used to watch Dragon Ball Z, like, do you remember, or was it Dragon Ball GT? It was GT, when they fought Baby, and that like Baby had like an egg in everyone or something that like he had touched or whatever. It's kind of like that. So when A should be N. When an infected person's shadow crosses another, seed is planted on their shadow. Okay, cool. Is this a starting trait? No. Trait cost. This one's gonna be pretty pricey. Start at 15. Trait icon. Select icon. Oh, look at all this. That one looks cool. There's lots to choose from. Okay, scroll up. Grid position, that's fine. I picked it. Icon numeral. Oh, right, yes. Because it's going to be 1. Hex color. Oh, ooh. Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to go the Necroa one. Change to disease stats. Oh, right. So let's take a look at what these other ones are. So it increases infectivity, C transmission, blah 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 blah. Okay, so I'll have to come up with the values on my own. So chance to infectivity, since it costs 15, and I saw that the first one on the other one was 9, but that one cost, I think it cost 9 too, but this one's going to be pretty badass, so it's gonna put at 20. Severity will go up by 1, lethality 0, like change to mutation, I'm gonna put 0, change to land transmission, I'm gonna put it at 10, sea transmission, not so much, air transmission, I'll put it at a 2, corpse transmission, put a 5. Resistances should all be at 0. Change to cure research. Change to, yes, this one will have, actually, what's the, this does, none of these change the cure requirement? So it's just something that the custom scenario can do? Well, that's interesting. Well, I'm gonna put a 1. Change to research efficiency. Positive numbers, slow research speed. Negative numbers. 0.5. Oops. 0.5. Advanced statistics. Preload trait. If so, will already be evolved at the start of the scenario. Oh no. Can devolve? No. Oh, that changed to something. Ah, right. Okay. No. So the difference there was if you hit yes, you can set how much it'll cost to devolve a trait. Trait dependencies. Traits will only be available to the player if it is a starting trait, or it is touching another trait that has been evolved. Additionally, you can select, okay, so if I went to go make more of these, or I could make it so that you need to get like one of these higher end ones to get it, or something. But I'm not going to do that. I actually might completely change this whole thing and make a scenario and then play it and then put it out for everyone else to play it. This is me just going through it. I might not even stick with this idea, but just for now, it was the first thing that I came up with first looking at it. So, moving on. Okay, so I'm curious to see. I'm not going to make a new one here because I think it's similar to what you just saw in transmission, but I'm all curious. Hemorrhaging shock, necrosis. We're going to look at necrosis and see what its stats are, and then because like I might spend a lot of time and at the sacrifice of putting out some videos, but I might spend a lot of time and take a look at maybe create a complete entire custom scenario, which would be so cool. Although, like I said, I'll have to come up with something to put out in the meantime. I'll just record it. I'll record like a couple arenas in a row of Hearthstone. That'll do. Alright, anyway. Trait name of the trait, duh. Trait description, duh. It's a starting trait, trait cost, okay, yeah. So this seems to all be the same. Change the color of something. Change, disease stats. So it's good to see what the numbers mean on some of these things. So like change to activities 10, severity 20, lethality 13. So cool. If I were to go with the same theme, I would say something like shadow tear or something, where it would be the actual ripping of the shadow from the body, and the lethality would be like 20 or something. It'd be nuts. Oh, I didn't know. It adds to corpse transmission. Cool. Nothing about that. Change to cure requirement. Very small change. For such an expensive trait. See, I'm going to really have to look at these because... Are they all 0.1? Maybe it's not as hard as I think, but... Oh, they're not all 0.1. Wow, 0.24. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. 0.2, 0.1, 0.6, 0.06. Okay. Cool. Preload trait. No. Can devolve. Yes. Doesn't cost anything to devolve it. Because you can put a plus or a minus, right? Yeah. Trait dependencies. Requires none. Wait, what? Don't you need to get the other ones? Is touching another change additionally. Huh. Oh, it's because I'm not clicking on. Oh, it's still that way. Interesting. See, I thought that it would say something like you have to grab one of the two near it. But, Oh, sorry. I'm reading this wrong. This says trait dependency, so like you have to grab this. I don't know. I'm confused. Moving on. Abilities. Okay, so it's the same thing over here. Yeah, let's take a look at this. Moving down. -4 severity. That's pretty good, right? Small buff to transmissions. Very tiny buff to the cure. So what's the special trait that this thing does? If these are like the behind the scenes stats, what's the point of getting these. Alright, we'll click on the third one because that must be the one that does the most. Okay, -10 to severity. Okay, change to an infectivity a little bit better. Small buff to infection. Interesting. Okay, well, I don't know what this one really does. I guess lowering severity is good, don't get me wrong, but I thought there'd be more to it. What's this one again? This one's genetic reshuffle. Oh yeah, let's see, because that changes research. Really? 0.25, huh? They all do 0.25. Pause number, slow research speed. Oh yeah, that second one's way better. And these only affect wealthy city. Like, I thought this would affect urban as well, but it's just wealthy. Hot and cold countries. And I'm pretty sure countries do have multiple things. So like if you have the resistance to hot and cold and wealthy, like wealthy Canada or something. Select overlay. Oh, cool. Bleh. Select icon. You. Anyway, cool. And then let's check out some of the options here. Full screen, resolution, sound, blah 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 blah. Cool. Publisher, huh? Scenario creator help. I wonder if I click these if it brings me to websites. I don't want it to end the video. Anyway, this was a very brief look at the scenario creator. First time I looked at it, I was ready to come play some Plague Inc., but I'm actually really invigorated to play some more. Or play some more. No, to create my own Plague. I mean, like, I'll definitely have to find the time to come up with all this stuff, but hey, I'm up for it. Although I won't do this straight ahead. I'll see if anyone wants me to make one. So please comment in the comments if you'd like to see one. It doesn't have to be the Shadow Slayer one, but that was just the first thing that popped in my head. So let me know if you want to see anything like that. Might go ahead and do one anyway if no one gets to me within like a week or two. Anyway, this has been ShadowSlayerX, and I will see you next time. Peace.